Our next chapter is 36, The Gosling Grows. Bright Bill soon forgot about the incident with Rockmouth, and he spent his mornings cruising around the pond with the other goslings. He was becoming a great little swimmer. He was also becoming a great little speaker. "Hello, my name is Bright Bill," he would said to anyone who would listen. The gosling was small for his age, and he always would be, but he was growing bigger and stronger by the day. His increasing size was matched by his increasing appetite. He gobbled down grass and berries and nuts and leaves. Sometimes he'd snack on little insects. If it was edible, Bright Bill would eat it. And even if it wasn't edible, he might eat it anyway. Roz felt something like fright the first time she saw Bright Bill swallowing pebbles on the beach. Pebbles are little tiny rocks or stones. She was holding him upside down, hoping the pebbles would fall out of his mouth, when Loudwing stepped in. "Put the gosling down," said the goose with a laugh. "It's perfectly natural for Bright Bill to eat a few pebbles. They'll help him digest his food. But not too many, okay, little one?" Like most youngsters, Bright Bill was incredibly curious. He explored the garden and the pond and the forest floor, and he would occasionally explore neighboring homes. He'd wander down some hole in the ground and say to whoever was there, "Hello, my name is Bright Bill." Then a long robot arm would reach in and pull the gosling back. "Sorry to bother you," Roz would say in her friendliest voice. The mother and son slipped into a good nighttime routine. While the gosling slept, the robot might tend the fire if it was cool out, or gently fan him if it was warm. If he woke up hungry or thirsty, Roz brought him food or water. And whenever he had nightmares, she was always there to rock him back to sleep. Chapter 37 is titled The Squirrel. A small squirrel was scurrying through the garden. Bright Bill had never seen her before. He peered out from the nest and watched her bounce across the lawn. After a minute of spying, the gosling shook his tail feathers and waddled outside. "Hello, my name is Bright Bill." The squirrel froze. Then she slowly turned around and she started to talk. "Hi, Bright Bill. My name is Chit Chat, and I'm 12.5-week-old squirrel, and I'm new around here, and your home is really big and round, and I don't understand why smoke sometimes comes out of it." Reader, I'm not quite sure how Chit Chat got enough air into her lungs to go on like that. And I'm not quite sure how Bright Bill had the patience to listen. But he stood there and politely nodded as Chit Chat rambled on and on. "And sometimes I see you waddling behind your funny looking mother, and you seem so nice that I thought I'd come down and introduce myself. But now I'm nervous, and I'm talking too much, and my name is Chit Chat, and I think I said that already." There was a pleasant silence. Bright Bill stood on one foot for a moment. Then the gosling took a deep breath and said, "It's very nice to meet you, Chit Chat. I don't think you talk too much. I think you talk just enough, and I like you, so let's be friends." A big smile appeared on the squirrel's tiny face. For once, Chit Chat was speechless. Or speechless means unable to talk. Chapter 38 is titled The New Friendship. Chit Chat wasn't speechless for long. She'd already been alive for a whole 12.5 weeks, and she wanted to tell Bright Bill about every exciting thing and every boring thing that had ever happened to her. And so, as the new friends played and explored and ate together, the squirrel shared her stories. "I was born on the other side of the hill, and then last week I decided I was ready to build my first dray, which is what you call the squirrel nest, and now I live in that tree with the word bump in its trunk," she said, while the two of them kicked pebbles into the pond. "One time a weasel chased me through the treetops until he missed a branch and fell all the way down and crashed into a bush and walked away all wobbly, and he never bothered me again," she said, while two of them crawled through a hollow log. "Ew, gross. I saw you eat that ant one time. I ate a gnat by accident. I didn't like it at all. I mostly eat acorns and bark and tree buds and sometimes the yummy berries that grow in your garden," she said, while the two of them took a snack break. But Chit Chat was as good as a listener as she was a talker, and whenever it was Bright Bill's turn to speak, she would keep quiet and hang on his every word. Do you know who enjoyed their conversations most of all? Our robot Roz. The protective mother was never far away, and she felt something like amusement at the silly conversation she overheard, and she felt something like happiness that her son had made such a good friend.